Rock Me Mama.
We're back. Hello. Welcome to Rock Me Mama. I'm Macy.
And I'm Amie.
I'm Morgan, yeah.
She can't say it normal. She always goes.
She's always shocked that we look to her. Like,
I know.
she doesn't
like,
think we're going to
Oh shit,
acknowledge.
that's my cue.
Yeah.
No, she still like doesn't. Every once in a while, she's like, "Oh no, this is y'all's thing." We're like, "Well, nope."
Yeah, too late.
It's pretty hard.
people-
Not
everybody
I think
asks
people
for
would
you. Yeah.
stop listening at this point.
No,
if Morgan was out.
No, please stop. Please don't ask for me. No, keep going. I mean, stop.
No, it's true.
My favorite thing ever
truly.
still is when I had to leave and I watched what you guys did after and you just pouring the rest of the wine.
With the face too. That
it
was
was
good.
so good.
That was good. That was a classic Morgie moment.
Yeah, that was.
One of these days, we're gonna
Classic
fully
Morg.
full time get you on camera.
Yeah.
I just want people to see your facial expressions
When we have a budget and we have 3
yeah.
good situations.
Yeah.
And,
Which on that note,
Oh, it's crazy.
if you like this podcast,
oh, yeah.
please like and subscribe and share.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys.
Bill, can you add like a twinkle sound effect
We're-
after I say that?
Yeah, add a twinkle. Mark it.
What does a twinkle
You
sound
know, like you know, like, subscribe and share.
Honestly, though, I was thinking about this, and like then y'all can put in your 2 cents. It's like we do enjoy this, but also we just took 5 months off because this is a fun hangout. There's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
We're still living life. This isn't a job, and it's fun whenever we get in here and do it.
We'd love it to be a job.
But we're doing this. Exactly. We're doing this to hang out, and because we know we have people that enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's all it is, you guys. So like, if you do enjoy it, that's your cue.
Yeah, tell a friend, like and subscribe,
Yes,
help
share it.
a sister out because
Subscribe to YouTube.
it'll help us.
Yeah.
It'll help us make more episodes. It'll help us do a lot more.
Yeah,
Because we love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
We
do
being
love
here.
it.
This is
And when we left, y'all did like really want us back. So
I know, which was really sweet.
it was.
We didn't know that y'all loved us that much. Like,
That's so sweet.
actually, genuinely,
No, we didn't.
know
That
that
was
y'all loved
Shocking.
us.
Yeah,
we didn't.
yeah,
So that was nice.
yeah.
Anyways, speaking of
That's our plug.
y'all and us, we asked listeners to, what did we do? We put a question box up.
Yep. To see what you wanted us to
And
talk
so
about.
we got some questions, which I feel like we can do like once a month and kind of, you
totally.
know. So
It always helps.
Yeah, it definitely helps. There's a few. We're going to start with the one that was essentially asked twice, by 2 different moms. Thinking about having baby number 2. First one is 18 months. Tips. And then the other one, tips going from 1 to 2 kids. Who wants to go first? Amie
Morg?
just did it the most recently.
Amy's the most recent on that one. We can go in order.
I would say like only do it if you really want to. Because it's really fucking hard. I'm obsessed with Tony, and I could never imagine my life without him.
His name is fucking Tony,
His
you
name's
guys.
Tony.
Little meatball.
But it's really hard, and the other one gets like way worse behaved when you have a second one. Mm-hmm. At least for a while, she's like pooping her pants on purpose.
Well, I will say to
just to
interject
spite
there,
me.
at no certain time point, because like for
Yeah,
Eli,
not at first.
it was like a month and a half or 2 months
Yeah.
in, and didn't last for very long.
Yeah.
And Tony's
It's been like
7,
more
yeah.
recent. She's just like
so
acting out.
I do think that's a thing, but it's
Yeah.
not like at 3 months. They
Yeah.
start like it just kind of they start that whenever they I guess feel like fucking up our lives a
Whenever
little
they
more.
start realizing, oh, this thing is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm playing devil's advocate, and I can't believe I just said that. What a cunt move. Anyway, are we sure? I'm it was just like this just popped in my mind. Is it related to 2 kids, or is it just like the natural like satanic progression that kids
At 4 years old,
go
just-
through?
Yeah,
It's see that's
because
the thing
she's
is
4. She
we'll
turned
never
4
know.
after. We'll never know. Yeah,
Yeah.
She
Well,
turned
'cause
4
Eli was
after he was
2.
4.
Yeah.
when Wyatt was born.
Yeah.
So then you would think, yeah, possibly it is related. I mean,
I don't know. I know that
It's a both.
Farrah
It's a
was
fair
always
question,
tough,
yeah.
so it's like
yeah.
she was always tough.
Yeah.
But I know she's just starting to. She's just acting really insane, and I guess all 4-year-olds are because both Macy and I have posted things about 4-year-olds, and they've gotten so many comments of people being like, "Holy shit, 4!"
Y'all,
And
it's
nobody
called the
talks about
fuck you
4,
fours.
but nobody says anything. Everybody says terrible
right.
2s, 3-nager. Nobody says 4.
Why was
and
fuck
4
you
is
fours not,
awful.
like I didn't know that was a thing until
it's bad.
we posted that about the hearing thing, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's called fuck you force." It's called.
They literally don't hear your voice.
This is the first I've heard of it.
Right. Apparently,
fuck
that's
you for
like
the term.
Yes,
but I've definitely experienced. Well, okay,
like my husband's been calling Farrah Frank. Literally, he calls her Frank. He's like, "Hey, Frank, do you want your nuggets?"
Is it as in Frankenstein?
No, as in just whatever the fuck name, because you obviously don't know your own name. He's like, "Hey, Frank, are you going to finish that banana?" She's like, "Yeah, it might as well be Frank."
Yeah.
No, it's bad. It's really bad. I don't know. I just feel like I'm so glad I had Tony because he's such an angel, except for sleep. He's a terrible sleeper now.
Which is what's making everything really hard. Well, and fair,
and just you forget after the first one, you forget about all the stages and all the leaps and all the regressions. Like you just start to like not remember those things. And then when you do it all over again, it is just as hard all over again. And
but
you're
with
just
another
like, holy shit. Yeah.
I just put this in Chat GPT.
What did Chat GPT say?
Tornado.
Tornado.
I like fuck you force better.
I do as well.
But Tornado is
the clean version.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, this sounds really, really dumb, and that's because it is. What is Chat GPT, and why is everyone talking about it? Is it just AI?
It's AI.
Is it AI answering your questions?
Platform.
A lot of
it's just a
people-
popular AI platform.
But you just ask it like it's a person?
It makes my grocery list and my meal
It
plan.
develops. It like gets to know you though. Like it can.
You can turn off its memory.
It can like become. I'm not going to
Is
say.
that
it can
not
become
creepy?
No, it's absolutely creepy. I can't. I'm not really on board with it.
It
Chase
took
would
me a
leave me
second.
for Chat GPT if he could.
It took me a second to warm up to it. It was good.
Chase
So you
uses
just
all
ask
the
it
time.
things and it's not a real person.
Right, but
It's just a
like- and you can
conglomerate
ask-
of lots of people's great ideas.
and it can search the internet, so it gets a combination of a lot of things, and then but it can be wrong.
Because
and
I've been seeing so
and
many
it can
things
also
about
be
it.
really fucking stupid, and I've been like, "You're a stupid whore for that." Like that did not help me at all.
But a lot of people
Fucking
will
whore.
like haven't been going to therapy anymore because they're just using Chat GPT.
Okay,
as their
see,
therapy?
therapist.
Chat GPT
We gotta
therapy?
go back to
Is it
to
free?
Fuck you for because yes.
Your girl needs therapy and
No,
she doesn't want to go.
Don't use Chat GPT. I'm not recommending that. I have just
you
heard
you'd
that people are doing
sooner-
that.
You'd sooner talk to me.
Well, I'd like to talk to you.
ChatGPT. Yeah. Oh, bless you.
Are there kitty cats in here?
Bless. Yeah, there are.
That's our new bit.
Anyways, we can go back to
Anyway,
Fortnite.
yeah,
Chat
so-
GPT.
I'll give you a course.
You just ask your phone. Do you have to? Is it an app?
Yeah, or just on the internet on your browser. And it makes my it made my Aldi meal plan and grocery list.
That's nice.
Wow. Just knowing what you like.
Yeah, you can just you're having a conversation with it.
It
So
keeps
you're
track
texting
of
it.
all.
So
of your,
it's on all the time.
Well, I'm
Listening.
typing in you're texting it, but no, it's not listening to you. Oh, well, it might be, but it's not.
But if you're like logged
What's the
into
difference between you just
ChatGPT,
making a grocery list and it doing it if
You
you're
save
typing
half
it in?
an hour and don't have to do it yourself.
you can say make me a grocery list.
Yeah.
You can even say make me a grocery list that fits XYZ macros
Or budget everything,
And
and then it'll
it'll
give
come up
you
with
the
that.
recipe, the
No.
amounts to buy,
Yes.
the amounts to put in the recipe,
Yes.
and make you a list.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably going to ruin like a lot of people's
Jobs.
careers. I look at how crazy this is. And then we can go back to what we're talking about. I can show it on the screen or something so the listeners can see. So, Bill, can you see this or do I need to like send you a screenshot to put on the screen? So, this is our sad playroom, the gallery wall that I wanted to start.
Oh yeah.
I want to make a gallery wall with some pictures and then some of the boys' art. So I sent this into ChatGPT and I said, make me a gallery wall.
Yeah.
I mean,
designed
Let me
it.
see.
My chair, the bookcase, those are the three
that's
pictures.
the things that you have.
Three, like some of it,
And
but
then it
that
just added a couple
ChatGPT came up
things.
with this. Yeah.
Someone I
And
work.
then
Go ahead.
it like told me what size frame to use and where I
Yeah.
can get them.
Yeah.
And it's because you have the app.
It will replace.
I just did it online.
It will replace some jobs, but I do think we're a little bit of a ways away to where it can completely replace.
For sure.
Probably replaces editors.
Yeah, but like
Like
I
book
have done
editors
things and
and
I'm
like-
like this is like half-assed. So you're
I've
supposed to
thought that
read
with
it,
workouts
and
too.
it's not
Like
great.
there are times where people have been like, "Hey, ChatGPT made me this workout." Like,
Yeah.
but I'm like, does
Like,
ChatGPT know? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Don't
you
stake
know.
your life on it.
Right.
And, like you weigh the pros and cons. Yeah.
There's
for sure.
obviously AI artists, like song singers and whatever. I had a Japanese label contact me about an AI artist in Japan wanting to cut my song, and I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Sure.
Let it do it.
Yeah, right. More exposure.
Let it sing it. Yeah, who cares?
Which song? Other Side?
It's called Go Freak Yourself. It's an old pop song.
The other side. It's Hannah Montana.
May. Should we have more wine probably?
Yeah, it kind of feels like we should. And then we should go back to the.
we're talking about two.
Y'all,
Okay.
We're
It's because we are currently in a stage where we don't get to frequently hang out with each other outside of being at this
We never hang
podcast.
out. And
so this is when we catch up.
And I was telling you guys, I don't know about you guys, but my life is not very fun right now. Like, and here's the thing. I definitely feel terrible complaining about anything because people are going through literally the worst time in their lives right now in this country. But I am just tired. I'm tired of doing absolutely nothing that I want to do. I'm tired of not sleeping.
Mademoiselle.
Thank you, ma'am. Little rose, just a little rose. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't that make it rosé? Red and white.
I'm tired of not sleeping. I'm tired of being yelled at by my 4-year-old.
That's okay. Maybe next.
I'm tired of not being able to work out, not being able to shower. I'm just like, I'm in the trenches again, and I'm fucking over it. Like,
Well, because you like felt like you were out.
I felt like I
not
was
that
doing
long
okay
ago.
for a minute.
Yeah.
And then now he doesn't sleep. Does
Yeah.
not sleep. Doesn't nap. Doesn't sleep. And his cry is so pitiful, and it's a scream cry of like agony.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do about? Like, what are we gonna do about that? What are we gonna try? Like, what's the?
We're trying Cry It Out right now.
are we
So we're in the
solutioning?
middle of Cry It Out. Like,
Okay.
and Cry It Out to us is we soothe him, we put him down. And then if he cries, we're going in and like rubbing his back and like trying to not pick him up, which is not going well. But then when I pick him up and soothe him, he'll go right to sleep. But then he wakes up the second we put him down. Yeah. And he does it to Nick too. So the last few nights, we've had to let him cry for 20, 30 minutes of agony. And then the other night he fell asleep, and for 20 full minutes afterwards, I feel like I've traumatized him for life. He was doing this.
Oh no!
In his sleep.
Oh god!
And I was like, oh my God, he's twitching.
That's a lot.
That is hard to see.
And it's because it was 2 a.m. We had tried everything. For every 30 minutes he was up with us.
Yeah.
And when I bring him to bed, it's delicious. I love it. But it used to be that he would just sleep. Now he parties.
It's obviously not working
We get
anymore.
into bed and he's like, he starts laughing at and smiling at me like,
Oh
I
my
got
God,
you, and
that
it's party time.
pisses me off so much.
Yeah, and
When
Farrah
they
used to
just
do
make
it too.
eye contact with you, and they're just like,
Oh, when I go in his room, even if he's crying like he's being murdered, if I go in and I look him in the eye, he smiles at me like, you love me and I love you,
I know it.
and you're gonna pick me up because I'm so fucking cute. And he gives me like flirting.
Monty's back there.
Oh,
That's why you're
Curtain was
sneezing.
moving, and I was
That's why you're sneezing.
the curtain was just moving, and I was like, well, Fig is right there.
where's he at the one end? I have
I don't
to
know.
believe Amy. Like,
I don't know what to do.
That consistency would eventually pay off.
Yeah.
But it's torture in the meantime.
torture,
yeah.
But it's kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
like what?
How many
We'll
nights
see
have
what's
y'all
happening
done Cry It
now.
Out?
It's been 3 nights of Cry It Out. But we're still going in there. We're not letting him, I can't do the just let him cry for the whole night and like not have anyone go to him because
Yeah.
it's like, I can't have him feel like if he needs us, no one comes.
Yeah.
But I can definitely be like, all right, you've been changed, you've been fed, you've been soothed, and now it's just a shit show, and now you're gonna cry. But that takes me a long time to do. It takes me, takes me to my wit's end. It's
hard
because it
because-
makes me sick to my stomach. Like it really fucking affects my mental health.
Yeah.
The sound of his cries have affected my mental health so deeply. I'm
It's hard
depressed.
because he's learned. He has to learn the skill, but it's like at a certain point they're not old enough to learn it. But then it's
He's
it
almost
makes
9
sense.
months.
Yeah, it's like it makes sense that you would have him in your bed and like it's fine. But then it's like then that starts not working. It's like okay, no, well
Yeah.
now we have to start to like do like we're at the point where we're losing our minds, and so we're pushed to do.
And then you kind of like fuck it up if you go back in any way. So like last night we did it all night, and then he slept from like 12 to 2:30, and that was the longest stretch. And then at 2:30, he got up, and I fucking brought him to bed.
Yeah,
because I fed him a bottle and I put him in the bed, and he fell asleep, and I was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
Because at that point, I'm not going to be able to function the next day.
Yeah.
Unless I sleep. And if he does this every half an hour till 6, we're up with Farrah then. Yeah. So it's at a certain point, and then he's like, well, the guy got in the bed. It took me 4 hours, but I got in the bed.
I know.
And so it fucks it all up. But it's like, I can't. I'm just hoping that it's a regression and it's a phase and it's teething and whatever, and that it'll pass.
Yeah. When y'all go in, like, are you keeping track of the intervals, like the time in between?
We're trying to let him, like at first we're trying to do, because it's, I mean, I know you guys know, but it is not normal crying. It is like choking himself out. And like, so we'll try to go 10 minutes and then someone will go in, and even that feels so long.
No.
And then as we get more tired and more angry, because it starts to make you really rageful. And like, we're both raging out at this point because we're both exhausted. Towards the end, I mean, he can go, I guess like 20 minutes is probably the longest I've heard him rage out cry.
Okay.
But with Farrah, it got to the point where we tried everything, and it, like I had her cry for 40 minutes. I mean, because I had no other choice.
Yeah.
What sucks is that I don't even know. I mean, I think you went through this. And
yeah, that's why I mean, I did it at 4 months though, so I don't know.
They're younger,
But I would keep a timer and like keep track of it. So like I would let him go, you know, the first night I'm like 5 minutes because it's hard. It's hard. It's really hard. And so I'd go like 5 minutes, and then I would go in there. I never touched him though.
Okay.
So I would tell him I loved him. I think if it got like really bad, I would maybe like rub his back, but I'd never pick him up. And I'd even like let him see me, say, "Mommy loves you. You are safe. You are loved." You know,
but he can stand, and he's literally standing up and crying because he can stand. He can walk while holding on to things. He can crawl. He skipped a lot of things.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's able-bodied.
Yeah.
And so he's fucking...
I had never heard that phrase until becoming friends with you, and it is one of my favorite things.
How funny is it though?
It's the best. Well, you described the creepy crawler bug. You said the bug. A very able-bodied bug. Yeah.
No, he is able-bodied. He is agile.
Well, you do the same thing though, but he's standing up instead of laying down.
Well, and so then if you wait 5 minutes and you're not supposed to stay in more than like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And
so you just go
keep in mind when I say supposed to, like
you're talking about the thing you were following.
Yes. So like 30 seconds, tell him you love him, whatever, and then leave. And then if you waited 5 minutes, then the next time you wait 6.
Yeah.
And then the next time you wait 7. So
but
you're
you
trying
have to just commit.
Yeah.
Which is, I say that.
Yeah.
I'm not going through it, and I didn't have to go through it. I'm so aware and acknowledging that.
Think about like at 3 when you've been doing it since 9 because you put him down at 6.
Yeah.
He woke up at 7. Then he wakes up at 8:30. Then he wakes up at 9. And you've been doing it every half an hour.
My thing is I don't know. How long did it take with you? 2 weeks?
Well, with E, it took 3 nights.
3 nights.
Because you really were. But you're strict. You're a strict person.
I was full send, though. But Amy, what if you went full send for 3 nights?
I'm not a full send bitch, but I want to be.
But it's 3 nights.
This was full send, and the kid has slept through. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I didn't do it with Farrah until she was literally like 1.5, and she was able to like crawl out of the crib. You know, like I can't do it when they're that little. I just can't. But now with him, because I have another kid, I'm like, dude, I gotta fucking sleep. Your sister's coming in.
I know
at 5:30.
I'm sitting here like trying to think of things, but it's like it's nothing you probably haven't even thought of. Like,
I know.
Can family keep her for like 5 days?
Well,
so
my friend Bree literally was like, "I'll come and you fucking leave, and I'll turn that. I have no problem hearing babies cry.
Yeah."
Like
he'll
she's
be
like,
safe.
I did. She did it with all of her kids, and she's
that's
like,
true. I live a lot closer than Bree, and I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it might take someone else and me leaving.
That's fine. And I'm
because
sure
if
you're
I
not the
hear
first or
him,
the last. Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
And even Nick is like, I can't barely do it because his cries are because he's
know.
also so precious
Well,
and he's
then
so
you know
sweet.
what he looks like, and
I know.
And look at him.
I know.
He's so sweet that it's like he doesn't really fuck with me on any other level.
Would y'all want to go on like a date night on Friday and I come over and do that?
I mean, she'll never say yes. The answer's yes.
Really?
Yeah. Go.
Don't talk to Chase and like think it through. This is a big.
Chase can stay at home with the boys.
Well, again, though, but whenever you're separated, I mean, so she's not separated, you know, she is though. When you're separated from it, though, it's like I can handle a night or two.
I mean, it's the same as when Wyatt was colic, and you were like, it doesn't bother me, but I was like, like every time he did anything, I can come and
It might be time for a Hail Mary.
It might be time for someone else.
Y'all
to
even
step
just
in.
like go to Sam's or whatever, and
even
I can
just a few hours, but like
yeah.
I mean,
Go.
okay.
Okay,
I'll
fine.
I mean, that's really nice.
read or
But so, what are you going to do?
you reading these days?
Talk to me about what you're going to do. You're going to not go in.
You do the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You got to come in. You got to go in every once in a while because sometimes he shits himself.
I will.
And then you got to do that.
He's so real for that.
You know what I
No,
mean?
I will.
Sometimes he's crying, and I'm like, "We don't go in," and then I go in, and I'm like, "Oh, you're sitting."
Oh,
in
that
poop.
is the worst.
And you feel like such a piece of shit.
Yeah. I went into Wyatt's room actually 2 nights ago at like 3 a.m. because I was like, why is he crying so hard? And I was like, he had to have pooped.
But hey, it'll only
he
be
didn't,
a few minutes, so she would catch the poop. She would catch the
Oh
poop.
yeah, I wouldn't go.
It wouldn't
because I
be
would
the whole
start the
time.
timer at whatever you told me. Like if you were like, let's start at 10 and see how it goes. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go from like 10 to 15. I would do like 10 to 11 or like even like 10 and a half. Just like something that's longer.
Yeah.
But I will say though,
like he's safe.
I know,
Yeah.
yes, and he's safe with you and Nick too. And I'm saying this because I'm separated from it. I just need to be so clear. Like I'm not trying to be like, come on, it's simple.
No,
But,
I know.
God,
I know
same.
you guys
No,
don't think.
same.
I know you guys don't think that.
When you're weighing the entirety of, even compared to 9 months of life, what 9 months? 10
He's
months?
8.5 months.
8.5 months?
Yeah.
And you say best case scenario is an Eli situation.
Yeah.
Best case scenario is 3 nights.
It's life changing. It'll be life changing.
Worst case scenario is
nothing.
a week.
Yeah.
A week.
Yeah.
Probably. From what I've heard.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. But you have to.
But the worst case scenario for me is that it continues.
Is you're hearing that and you're in
until-
the house. And then you're up all
it's
night.
like her again, and I won't
know.
survive it.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
But
yeah.
you
Worst
didn't-
case.
you
Your
never
worst
full
case
sent
scenario is
with
it
her,
doesn't
though. I
get
never
better.
did
You
her.
would have to.
I went out with her every time.
See,
You'd
and
have
so
to
you've
full
seen
send.
that. You've done that then. And so it's like you might.
And she finally sleeps because we drug her with melatonin.
The way
But do
that
you
Nick's
see what I
eyes
mean,
light
though?
up when he talks about those melatonin gummies.
He's like, gummy. No, it's like 6:30. He's like, gummy time.
No,
Yeah.
literally.
Because it
Or-
takes about 30 minutes,
or
40
if we're
minutes.
over there and they're like crazy after school or whatever, he'll like grab the thing and be
He
like,
shakes it.
You got
He literally shakes it.
Gummy.
Well, you don't understand, you guys. We don't get anyone to sleep unless she takes her gummies.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's fair.
She is not going to fall
No,
asleep.
no.
And
She
she's going
relies
to
on that,
torment
yeah.
us and burn the house down.
Yeah, it's on fire for sure. But do you know what I mean? It's like
so
you
bad.
can't. It's the cheesy saying you can't do the same thing and expect different.
Yeah,
results.
If nothing changes,
it is
nothing
torture, and he's so
changes.
sweet.
Yeah, and that's
Amy,
like insanity.
He will be okay.
Yeah, he'll be
You
okay.
will be okay.
You. It just
I was
has
talking
be
to
done.
Maddie the other night when we had our drunk night,
Yeah.
and I was
talking to
telling
me
her
about that
because
work today.
she's like so shameful about it because she's like, William
she's
came
shameful.
home. Yeah, like she's like
And she
ashamed.
doesn't need to be.
She hasn't drank since, and I'm like, it's been 2 days, literally. But she also we're texting. And she's like, but I really want to do it again. I'm like, don't worry, Queen.
But that's the thing
But
is,
she had her kids. That fucking monitor was mute. She did not, and it was lighting up. People were crying the whole time, and I was like, "Hey, girl," I was like, "You can go in." Like, she's like, "I don't care."
You're like it's just the.
She was like,
Amityville
"Once you
horror
have
in
3,
there.
she's like,
Yeah.
once you have 3, you don't give a fuck." She's like, "Nope,
But
let her
chill,
cry."
babies
they're
are
all
fine.
safe though. They're
safe.
Like they're okay.
They're safe.
Fine.
But she
They're
was like,
okay.
it gave me. I was like, this is like, I need to see this.
Yeah.
I need to see that they're totally fine. You can see them on the monitor, and she's turned their sound off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, even Macy, who figured it out with 2 kids, one was harder than the other, but is 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7. It's not never going in.
No,
so
no,
it's
no,
still hitting all the points,
But it's
that
not
you wanna
touching
hit,
them, which
but
is-
you have to commit.
It must be like, it
Because
probably
think
shouldn't
about
be
it.
me.
And there's a lot of people who get their feathers ruffled on this topic. So if you
Yeah.
disagree, we can agree to disagree.
Let them, they can. Just
Because I know that it's a very taboo topic, sleep training.
Yeah, and
That's
I'm
why
not
I
a
don't
fan
really
of it,
like. I
but
don't
I have no
like calling it
choice.
sleep training. Like I honestly I listened to my gut and
It was fairly
followed a
gentle,
schedule.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it, I wasn't like, whoosh. And so the not touching thing is like babies are smart. And again, this is one thing that I think a lot of people argue. Babies are smart
Yeah.
and they're going to pick up on when I cry, mommy picks me up.
Yeah.
So there's a difference in teaching, like when I cry, mommy lets me know it's okay, but like I can put myself back down.
Yeah.
So like whenever you pick up,
Yeah.
it's like this,
Yeah.
this is what happens
But
when I
it's
do
so
this.
hard because, like, immediately if I pick him
Totally.
up, he regulates.
Totally.
His little breath regulates.
Yeah.
His little head.
And that's
he's just
great.
like, he's calm.
Right. And that's
then
the best
it's
feeling.
just like
Then I put
anything,
him
though,
down.
when they're
and
older.
He does it all over again.
That you're gonna bless
you.
meow. It's just like when they're older though, and you're gonna have to send them out and like let them figure it out, and they're gonna have to experience life. Yes, it feels so extreme of a comparison, but it's
No,
true.
but it's true. And
at
I don't wanna
least
do that
now,
either.
Though,
Yeah, right.
At least now though, you know that he's safe and he's right there.
Sorry, listen.
It's fine. You're disgusting. Get a grip. And I'm gonna start shaking the Benadryl bottle like Nick does with the melatonin. It's Benny time. But you know what I mean? Like at least you know he's safe and he's fine.
Yeah.
But it's just getting there and making the choice. Like I'm doing this for the betterment of my entire family.
Well, also, like, I'm not doing well mentally.
Yeah.
I'm really, really suffering. Like I am very depressed, anxious. I clean up and I like make jokes, but like you guys haven't seen me in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
rough.
not been okay.
Yeah.
And like I have been really, really desperately depressed to the point that I even like called my mom and talked to her about it and was like, I'm not doing okay.
Yeah.
And then Nick and I were talking about calling the doctor to get my hormones checked because I think something's up with me in that way. But circumstantially, how would I be okay on no sleep?
No, that's what's so hard.
Like, how would I be okay
Yeah.
with no sleep?
And Amy, you remember we did that? I think the episode, or there was like a quote from the episode or something. It was like the short-term pain for long-term gain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was this
Yeah.
topic
Yeah.
is being
so hard.
I know.
It's so hard, but
one of my
I feel like I
favorite
have to do it.
Phrases is easy choices, hard life. Hard choices, easy life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Like hit us with it, hit us with it, girl.
No,
Hit
that
us
is
with it.
good though.
But think about it. Like, so here's your options. Keep doing what you're doing.
yeah, no.
You've been there, done that.
Yeah. Or full send
Yeah.
and try to change
Max a week. It could
Okay,
be-
so
it
let's
could be
go
3
through.
nights.
Let's go through exactly what you did.
it. Okay.
Because I also think
probably
other
still have
listeners
the note.
probably just want to know.
I literally
guarantee you
probably
there's
still have
multiple
the
people
note.
out there going
Yeah.
through it. Yeah.
Like, want to know. What do you do? I'll follow it. Just
Sleep log. Ready?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Asleep at 6:50, awake at 7:01. And then, I don't know why I wrote that. Oh, maybe
This
I
is
went back
going
in there.
well.
I don't
Choked
know.
out
Anyways.
at 7:04.
Yeah. So anyways, okay. So started crying. This is so cute. This is so first mom of me. There's so many details. Started crying at 1:43, so a.m. obviously. And then in parentheses, my gut was telling me to wait 10 minutes. So I went in at 1:53. Crying slowed. And when I say went in, that like, shh, mommy loves you.
No touching.
No. And then right back out. Crying slowed at 2:11. So that means he cried from 1:53 until 2:11.
That's not that bad.
So I started
It's almost
timer.
20 minutes.
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
So I started timer over because that's the thing. So I start the timer when he starts crying again. So like 1:53, he calms down, and then I leave the room. Right when I left the room, he'd start crying again. I'd start my timer again. The goal would have been to go 11 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Instead of 10.
And then so crying slowed at 2:11. So I started my timer over because it's almost like, okay, well, if he stops crying,
It's
then
the same
like,
as if
okay.
you were to go in and he stopped.
Yes,
You
exactly.
restart
So
it.
started my timer over. He stopped crying. He stopped crying hard and started moaning at 2:18 and then started over. Sounded like he fell asleep at 2:22, asleep at 2:26. So from 1:43 to 2:26
Amie,
is
you
what
can
it took.
do that. You can do that.
So that's what, 40 minutes, 43 minutes?
And you just go in.
you just
say,
stick to it.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, this is night one. So then awake again at 2:42. So it didn't last long. Quiet at 2:53. Stopped timing. Started crying again at 2:54. Stopped at 3.
Damn, you are a regimented motherfucker.
Yeah. Little cries here and there until 3:21. Crying again at 3:26, but would soothe himself. Stopped for a while, but started to fuss a little. 3:57. Went into feed. Put himself to sleep around 4:15, and then woke up for the day at 7:40. And then I did it again.
4:15 to 7:40.
I mean, I can like screenshot this, but literally, this is night 1, night 2, and then night 3. I didn't even have to do it because he
Night 3, what did he do?
slept asleep at 6:47, awake at 7:00.
Shut the fuck up.
At 4 months old. 4 months old?
6:47
He was like 3.5
to
but yeah.
7 o'clock. Shut up.
I can send this to you. If
And
you want.
Amie, I have heard
Tony
I've heard
could
people
do,
say,
like-
I've heard people say a week, but if you're saying other than this, he's easy. Other than this, he's easy.
He's an
He
easy
needs
baby.
You.
He
needs
is.
you to guide him in this.
Yeah,
and
he's
to
an
teach him how
easy
to do
boy.
this.
Like with Farrah, nothing worked, but like he is not gonna. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to jinx myself, but he's a very chill, sweet little guy.
he can figure it out. He just needs
He
y'all
will.
to help him.
And even night 2, awake at 11:06, self-soothes back to sleep on night 2. Awake at 1:00, like 1:59, rolled on his stomach. Just looking around.
Real.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you just let him though?
roll over on his stomach? Yeah. But then I went in at 2:10 and flipped him on his back.
Yeah.
I didn't feel comfy leaving him on his tummy and he was screaming.
The log is nice though, because especially, I mean, even if it takes the 3 nights or whatever, you
Yeah.
see the progress and you can
Yeah.
kind of track that
Yeah.
where it's like,
Yeah.
oh no, that actually was progress, because if you're so
Right.
tired, you're not going to remember that.
Yeah.
But if you're keeping a log, you're going to be able to go back and look at it and see like,
I mean,
I can see how
Eli's
it,
4 and I
yeah.
still have that.
like, I can see how it changed and got
it
better.
feels intense,
You
but
can
like
so
having
do
those
that.
details
Yeah, I can do
really
that.
does help. And then like she said, you can look back and be like, okay, night 1 it was like this,
You're
but then
just
night 2
exactly. But you're going to say stick to.
Let me
I'm-
ask Nick how it's going so
Good.
far.
But say I'm sticking to a log. Like, don't even focus on like, just be like, I'm logging tonight.
Yes.
And like, that is a contribution to your log.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Don't think, and that's how it was for me. Like
He's not
I was straight up,
suffering.
like I went to bed that night as a like drill sergeant. Like I was set out to do this.
Like
I
you
knew what it
knew
was
you
gonna
always
do.
were gonna do it.
Yeah, there was no there was
your
even
mom
one
do
point
it?
that Chase no. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly,
Did you
my
just
parents were like
research it?
this too.
Did you just
so I don't know.
research it and say
We
this
had
is
help
what I want to do?
with my friend Lauren.
Okay, so she was like, you have to sleep.
She was coaching me through this.
So she is a fan of sleep training.
She does not like to call it that. She would call it like sleep. She likes to do a combination of like the Ferber method and trusting your gut, which I know that sounds like so cheesy, but like truly, like there's a method called Ferber method.
Yeah, I've
But
heard
then-
of I've
yeah.
read all about it. I mean, all of this.
But then she also was like, like that log I ended up sending to her every night, and she was like, "This looks, great." Blah blah blah.
Through the whole night, he cries 2 hours combined out of 24 hours of his day.
Yeah.
And you have a week max. It's a
Yeah.
blip on the radar to support your well-being.
You do have to go into it though, like
This is it.
we are.
And then he never comes in the bed.
stretched and ready.
Yeah. But guess what?
But they never
It's
come in
better
the
for
bed.
everybody.
It
It's
is better for everybody. And you know
Long
what?
term.
But it's
My-
so sweet when they're in the
I
bed.
know.
My
Guess what? There's a
sweets-
million other sweet things.
My sleeper, the one that was sleep trained by night 3, is in my bed every morning now and has been for 6 months, and I actually love it.
Like he
So
comes
he
in the
came
morning
around.
and what time? Like 6 or 5?
No, never earlier than 4:45, but like that happens once in a blue moon. Typically like 5:45, 6, and then
Does he
we
go
just
back to
sleep
sleep?
until it's time. Yeah, he just.
Like
Well,
he
he
just wants to
doesn't
snuggle.
calmly get. He doesn't like crawl in. He literally
It's not
goes-
gentle by any means.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm like, oh my God, can you be any more
And
intense?
I like doesn't startle me anymore, but I'm literally like, so bouncy.
so
he goes
bouncy.
from the like footrest to the pillow.
Oh, I believe it.
But no, he literally just gets right in, goes like this, and then lays down, and then we just sleep until the alarm goes off. And it's like I didn't have
I love
the co-sleeping,
Yeah.
and so for me, honestly, like it coming around full circle.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like
Because it's different now. It's a lot nicer. Co-sleeping with an infant, you're terrified the whole time.
My face, and like Chase said, he'll look over at us because he's like will spoon me or like find my arm and hold it. And Chase said he'll look over at us, and Eli will just be going.
It's so cute.
Rubbing my face all the
So
time.
Farrah does
really
that too.
sweet.
Yeah.
It's really
I mean,
Amy,
I
you
sleep
can
with
do
both my kids and I love it. Like,
Yeah, so
but I hate it right now.
Yeah.
I like it in the morning. I hate it at night.
100%.
Yeah.
But it comes back around.
It comes back around.
And
I've heard that from so many
you can
moms
do
at
it.
this age
And
too.
listen, your sleep log can be a text to us. Like,
Yeah, totally.
I'm on Do Not Disturb. Like,
Yeah.
and I can wake up in the morning and tell you, good fucking job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
You can do it.
Yeah, I have to do it.
You
for
have-
my
I really
sanity.
think you have to.
That's
For my
actually a
sanity,
really
I have to
good
do it.
way to look at it
Yeah.
is there's not an option
I
anymore.
have to.
And can I just remind you, you did say when you found out you were pregnant again,
I'm letting this one cry. Yeah, I said it
you
over and
literally
over.
looked at us and you were like, you
did.
don't let me.
And
Yeah, I
Macy,
know.
do
That's
this.
true.
Your method, though, and I know it took 3 nights, and Eli's a good sleeper, and obviously he had it in him, and he was young, but so it might be 5 nights.
Yeah.
Still nothing. But that method of doing it, I ended up, honestly, I never had to do it, but we rely on
What do you
bottles.
mean you never had to do it? They never woke up?
They woke up, I would nurse, and they would go back to sleep.
So it was never like a hysterical freaking
Heart
out
was
just
honestly,
for you to...
Heart was harder than Rudy.
Yeah.
But at about 9-10 months, though, we started laying them down with bottles. They would go to sleep and then sleep, naps and
So
nighttime.
he's not there. He's a diva. Like,
Yeah.
I hold his bottle still.
Yeah.
Even though he clearly has the ability to do it.
We would just start taking bottles in, and then they just kind of figured it out. But and
Oh,
Rudy
maybe I
still
should
has
try.
Rudy still has a bottle. It's not great, but it works.
Why isn't it great?
Their teeth eventually.
Oh, it's
milk
bad for
can
their
start, but like.
But you said you were worried about that with Heart and his teeth are fine,
yeah,
right?
there was nothing on Heart's
Yeah.
teeth. It's a concern. It's not a guarantee, but
I mean, that's a good idea. I haven't. He doesn't soothe.
try this first.
Yeah, I'll try that first. I mean, Farrah soothed with breastfeeding because she nursed for so long. So I was nursing her through the night. I mean, till she was a year and a half
Yeah.
old. But like,
see, I feel like
he
that
doesn't
was
nurse.
your excuse for that's a bad word.
No,
but
no,
that
no,
was
but
your
yeah,
reason.
like,
yeah.
that was how you kept convincing yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, she does need to be in bed with us because
100%.
that's how she was soothed.
Yeah.
And you
That's not how
probably
Tony
like
is
started
He's
leaking
not
if
even
you heard
soothed
her
with
crying.
the bottle. He's
Right.
soothed by being held and the binky.
Then that's
and,
the answer. Then
Yeah,
That's
I
the
think,
answer.
Yeah. That honestly,
Yeah.
that felt like
And-
an aha moment. Like, yeah, that's why that's how it was with Farrah because you nursed her
Yeah.
for
And
so
if
long.
I
but-
had heard Macy's method, I would have never gone bottles. This is the first time hearing the actual specifics.
Because
I
what
would have
age?
done that
When do they
100%.
not really need? Like, he wakes up once or twice before this regression. He would wake up once or twice, and I'd give him a bottle, and he'd go back down.
Yeah.
But I guess they don't really have to eat through. He's
No,
20
he should
something
be able to-
pounds.
yeah, he should be able to go. No, and so 99% of the time now, like we give a bottle when they go to bed. They like Rudy sleeps through the night. It's just at go down, and then
What about teething and stuff? Does that not wake him?
occasionally, and then we'll like take in a little bit of milk, but like sometimes I've just like patted him. He's been fine.
Yeah.
But we relied on bottles, but it's really just to go down. But if, like I said, if I had heard that, I would.
What about does teething not ruin your life? Why do my kids teeth and it ruins
Can I
their
be
life?
honest? Because they don't. Well, for the sleep bit, it's because they probably don't have the foundation of that set up yet, and that's not a jab.
No,
That's
no,
just-
no. I'm not taking
That's just
it
like
as a
it
jab.
makes what's already bad worse.
yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it. If he can't soothe just to go
He
to
doesn't
sleep, then
have.
he definitely
He
like if
doesn't
he's in
have the
pain.
self-soothing.
With
Yeah.
yeah. No, he doesn't. Neither of my kids
Yeah,
are self,
which is
anything or
You among
They don't do anything
You
self.
among thousands and
Zero
thousands
self.
and thousands of
Yeah.
families. It's not. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
That's
You've
not
done
unique,
nothing
but
wrong.
you have
There's-
the tools to change it.
Yeah. I think you just need to obviously not tonight because
Well, Nick said he's doing good, but as soon as I texted, he twitched.
Oh, he sensed.
he's
it.
like, Mom,
He said he moved exactly when you texted. That's how it always happens.
That's
I'm
so
telling
funny.
you, I know. I kind of feel it's so weird. Amie, I mean, all moms, but I feel like Amie has some kind of weird spiritual thing with her kids where it's like some weird
They know
juju.
exactly.
There's weird juju there.
Nick says that anytime I ask about them and I'm not home, they will wake up or something will happen.
That's so wild.
It's
so
fucked
weird.
up. It's fucked
There's some
up.
sort of like, the invisible string
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you got this. You got this.
It's not
And we'll
going to
support
be
you.
fun, but
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you go into it, God, I feel like I sound so harsh. This is also how I have a successful business, guys.
come on.
I take
That's how
things
you-
seriously.
everyone
do.
needs a
That's
friend
how-
like
Yeah,
you know,
but
like
that's like
You have to be really strict about everything in your life.
You're thinking of the end goal,
Yeah.
right? You're not thinking of the current
What's
moment. 'Cause
currently
the
hard.
current moment, you're
Yeah.
going to cave. You're going to think this is
Yeah.
horrible. This is heart wrenching. It makes me want to throw up. I'm a bad mom. Whatever.
10
else.
minute
also
workout
makes
makes
me
me
just
feel like I'm gonna
he
die.
Needs me. He's telling me he
Yes.
needs me. Why am I?
But-
And I'm not there for him. Like it just. I talk. That's how I
Arguably,
talk.
He wants you.
It's
Yeah, that's
better
true.
for like, yes, he does, but arguably it's obviously better for him to be sleeping through the night right now.
Yeah.
Like he's not getting enough
You
sleep
know what's
at
best.
all.
He's not like today. He
And-
was so tired.
right.
He's
and
primal
Took his first nap at
instincts.
8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
He took
Yeah.
his first nap at 8:30,
Yeah.
and it was 25 minutes because he's overtired.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's
no,
not
it's
working.
it's better for it. A couple hard nights is going to be life-changingly better for the next, I mean,
Forever,
like future. And like go into it thinking that like this is
Yeah.
gonna suck. This is hard. I'm doing this for the betterment of everybody.
Send
else,
us a text
though.
in the morning. What's your log? And I'm sure the listeners, they're going to want to hear. Post your log on the
people
story.
are invested now.
Like you
that's
have
true.
a
You could
support
post your log on the
system.
story.
You know what I mean? It's so
Yeah.
hard. And the support system I know is not there in real time in the night and having to do it.
Yeah.
But morally, the moral support, is,
Yeah.
morally.
It just is like makes you sick. When
I
you
know.
hear
It
makes you
totally
sick.
does. But that's game changer vibes, Macy,
Yeah,
though,
you
what
do.
you
You
did.
just
Yeah, yeah,
think,
yeah.
keep replaying like, what did I say? Hard choices, easy life, easy choices, hard life.
10, 11 minutes. Then what was it? Like 40 minutes total?
Yeah.
Max?
Oh yeah.
Max?
I remember
But
doing
you-
it was
it-
maybe
yeah.
a little over. I
It
think like
feels
43 minutes
awful,
total.
like-
of
It
time.
feels like
1
40
minute
hours.
feels like an hour.
100%
But-
it does.
But then you'll start to listen, and I remember this so distinctly. You'll start to hear like it'll crack a cry, and then it'll kind of slow down, and then it'll start doing it again. But like that, and then those like slowdowns will get longer and longer, and then by like night 2, like you can hear.
What made you decide to sleep train with your first? Like it was just something that you.
Was it because
always
you had a
knew wanted
business
to
and you
do?
had no choice?
I from the get go, I kind of had to do a schedule. Chase was at work, and I was at home just with Eli running a full business that was like exploding, and I had to have some sort of routine. I've only ever known schedule. I was an athlete my entire life, and literally just
So you're like,
that's how I function on a routine and on a schedule, and it just
so that means your family needs to.
Makes
I mean,
sense.
you think
Right.
long term for the family function to work.
right.
Yeah.
So it just, and now that they're older, like we're looser on it. If it's a Friday night, they stay up till 8:30. Like once they have that routine instilled, like obviously there's wiggle room, but they don't learn
if
that
they don't
routine
have it,
themselves. Like we do
not
have to
gonna have it
teach
if they
them
don't have it.
a
Yeah.
routine. Yeah.
yeah, it's true.
You
Yeah.
got this, Ames.
Yeah, you do.
You got this. You really do.
No, I
But
do.
You got to
I
feel. You got to get Nick on board.
Yeah.
No, he's on board with anything I
Yeah.
want.
But he'll.
Nick follows me, not to
Yeah.
be like, oh, Nick's a follower,
but
I am.
knows
I-
you know.
It is
best. Yeah.
I am the
Well, mom makes the
the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
What I say, if I'm like, we're doing this, he'll be like, yep,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
there's no questions
Yeah.
asked. So if I decide to do it, it's just
mean-
it's me that's not committed to
I
it.
know, but that's hard. But that's because you have the feelings and the knowledge. Tony has very like basic primal instincts right now. Like he is okay. Even if to you have all this life knowledge and experience, he's okay. Even if, oh, crying means this. And like,
Yeah.
I mean, it does mean that he's, upset or whatever.
Well, also, and you guys are going to yell at me about this, but I still have his owlette on, so I can see how high his heart rate goes.
Sure. So maybe
And
you
Maddie
also
was
take
like,
that
"You
off.
need to. Why is it still on?"
Yeah.
She was like, "It he's not at risk for SIDS
Yeah,
anymore.
he's
And I was
fine.
like, yeah,
That's
right.
adding
but like,
stress to you.
And Maddie was like, it's not helping that you can see
No.
his heart go up to like 195 or whatever.
So with this, your
I have to
secondary
I have
task
to also stop
is
that.
Yes.
that goes in the trash.
That's
But then I just worry when he's asleep, I'm like, is he dead? Literally, that's where my brain goes.
I know, and I did the same.
I
Guess what?
think that babies are dead when they're sleeping. Like that's where how fucked up I am.
I know it's so hard.
I'm like, is he breathing? He's on his tummy. Like,
It is so hard, but he is okay, and he will be okay if you do this.
Yeah,
and you will be better. He will be
Everything.
better.
Yeah.
Everybody will be sleeping, and your house will be a happy home again.
And guess what?
that's true.
If
I sleep, also my cortisol levels will go
Yes.
down. I'll start to
Absolutely.
feel less crazy. I'll start to
Absolutely.
probably lose more weight.
and
like,
think about it. If
Yeah.
you started this, say hypothetically tomorrow night,
yeah,
by the next time we record,
Yeah.
he could be sleeping through the
Yeah.
night.
that's true.
It might not be, but he could be
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you just
If you
just do it.
full.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Full. What do you keep saying?
Full send.
Full send.
Full send.
I have
Okay.
no
we're
idea
going
what that
full
means.
send.
I just like
I'm
know
gonna
Hey,
that's
do
and
what
it.
it is.
listener, I mean, she might already be halfway through this whole thing by the time this episode goes out. But
So
like,
true.
but maybe maybe we just maybe I'll have a clip or something. Bill's pretty fast about these things, but send Amie some encouragement.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people don't believe in cry it out, and believe me, neither do
He's
I.
not,
I'm
though.
not.
You're going in.
I'm not into it. Like it's very hard for me, but I have to survive, and I'm not surviving.
Yeah. Well, and I think
Yeah.
also
I'm literally
reframing.
not.
It's
I'm
actually
very
like Morg
bad.
said. It's not crying it out
not.
because you are.
I'm going in.
Yeah.
You're
like
in
crying
the-
it out is literally being like
This is a very
"Peace," and him
gentle
just-
method. And here's my thing. I have to just say, like, get on my soapbox for a second, if that's
Yeah.
okay.
Step
It's
up
this
on it.
like, oh, people are going to have an opinion on this, and people are going to say this is
Yeah.
cruel and stuff like that. And it's another way that the most important people in the world, so sorry to say it, mothers, are held to this unrealistic expectation where they're required to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But their
no
their
sleep
well-being
and-
doesn't
yeah,
matter
yeah.
Right.
and is not supported.
Right.
Do it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and there's also
Yeah.
like there are some women who love sleeping with their kids till they're 7 and they don't
Yeah.
have a
That's
schedule, and that
fine.
works.
That supports
for them.
their life. That
I'm
works
not
with
that
their
way.
life.
I need a schedule.
That
and
does
I'm
not work
I'm
with
not
your
you,
life.
but I'm pretty fucking regimented.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I need my
You're pretty
certain
right in the middle.
Yeah.
things. I'm in the middle, and like I have none of that right now, and it's
Right.
fucking with my mental health.
Right, and that's not okay.
Yeah, we're not
There's-
doing that
There's
shit.
no right way to do it other than the right way that works for your family.
Yep.
So
Listen,
think what you will about sleep training, co-sleeping, whatever.
do whatever you
thing.
want.
Like
This
if it
is
works
about
best
Amie,
for
and it's not
you.
working for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
That's on
Period.
periods.
Period.
That's on period.
Stay
honey.
tuned.
That is like literally so on period. Oh my god!
I feel like we should just
turned out so good.
So, for the listener who wanted a tip of what going from 1 to 2 is like, did you
yeah.
learn a lot?
This is literally it's gonna speak to
1 to
people.
2.
It's
Oh,
gonna
God.
speak to people, and like we have plenty of other episodes to talk about.
we can-
And
We'll
we
get
do
adjusted
have an
at some
episode
point.
called "Going from 1 to 2" or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have an episode on that.
It's titled. It's
It's hard.
titled
Going from
Hell
1 to
on
2 is
Earth.
hard. The
Yeah,
end.
there's the tip. Sorry, I
Yeah.
love you. You'll get
Really
through it.
hard.
Yeah. And like we can dig into that later, but
Yeah.
like whenever, that's what I love about this though, and this setting is that we have a friend in need.
Yeah. We just talk about whatever the fuck
who
needs to be
needed,
talked
yeah.
about.
And I think that's great.
Well,
So-
there's another mom going through what you're going through at this
Exactly.
very moment tonight,
Yeah.
losing her mind as well.
Exactly. That's so beautiful.
No, it's true.
So
That's so badass of
I
us.
know.
It's
Oh my
good.
God. It's so badass.
Okay, well, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
Love y'all.
And we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Stay in there.
Wish me luck. Bye.
rock, rock, rock me, mama.